Yeah, you know what it is. Woo, December 15th, a Saturday morning with the yawning, break of dawn and you compleasy. So, college basketball, we'll get to that in a minute. I got to knock out these NFL picks. We got some bowl games today. I think Arizona State's going to win. Utah State will beat North Texas. Got some potential NFL players, making it. Watch out for Alcorn State. How about the Chargers? I called it. I said 31-30. They won 29-28. Yeah, ERAM Sports, gets it done like Phillip Rivers' son, victorious. Of course, I'm number one. But Keenan Allen dogged me in fantasy football. I got the Texans. I think they're going to cover. The Jets don't have much to play for. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to take care of some business today. They might even win, Denver's kind of banged up or injured, but either way, I think that the defense will show up. Baker's going to show up and show out. Maybe 26-24. The Texans will win, I think 26-17 over the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no delaying a horrible game, but the Falcons have got to have some pride, right? I'll say 30-20 over the Cardinals. That's fair. Matt Patricia, he knows the Bills. He doesn't know Josh Allen, and the Bills are playing good at home. So I don't care what anybody says. I say the Bills squeak one out, okay? And cover the spread. How about 26-23? McCoy, Josh Allen, Zay Jones. A little sleeper for fantasy football. The Bears, but they haven't been looking good. Trubisky's not healthy. They will win, but will they cover this spread? It's a hard one. Aaron Rodgers is due for a little bit of something. So I'm going to say the Bears win 26-24. The Bengals against the Raiders. Two bum teams, but, the Bengals have so many injuries. I got to believe they have enough to win. So I'm not sure if their Bengals are equipped to cover the spread. So I think they'll edge them out. Maybe it'll just be like 24-23. Could be a shootout. Could be higher scoring. You don't know. But no A.J. Green. Raiders, traded away half their team. But I need Seth Roberts for fantasy and Joe Mixon to do his thing. Colts, Cowboys, two sleeper defenses, two sleeper teams. One gonna probably win the NFC East, and the Colts are battling for a wild card. I don't know. I think Andrew Luck can do it, even though the Cowboys have a good defense. I think he'll be able to get it to T.Y. if he's healthy enough. If he's not healthy enough, then the Cowboys will win. But I think Andrew Luck is like, yo, we got to have it. Be a father to your child, Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs. So I think the Colts edge the Cowboys in how about a defensive battle? Something weird, 22-20. And maybe you take the Cowboys with the spread. So the Giants, no Odell. The Titans are going to take it, smash them up. Derrick Henry, banking on him. I think, it could be one of them things. How about like 26-17 Titans? Don't know how much the Giants got to play for. The Vikings, Minnesota, Dolphins. This was like a Super Bowl back in the days, right? One of the Vikings' losses. It's about 7-6, something like that. But the Vikings will win, and I think they'll cover the spread. I think maybe 28-20. Can't trust the Dolphins week to week. You don't know what's going to happen. The Tampa Bay defense is atrocious. And I think Lamar Jackson, he'll be able to run and scramble and pass and this and that. I just think Tampa can score. Although the Ravens' defense is tough. Can Tampa score on the road? Their defense gives up like over 35 points on the road. Lamar's got to pass enough. But in terms of the spread, why not? How about 30-20? I'll take the Ravens. I'm going with the Jags over the Skins. Mark Sanchez is a bum. They'll cover the spread. They should win. Fournette against Peterson will be the big battle here. The running backs in the battle. Look for new coaches, maybe even in Washington, but definitely Jacksonville, maybe the Jets, maybe the Falcons, Cleveland, maybe Cincinnati, maybe Baltimore if they don't make the playoffs. Who knows? So it's always 5 to 7 jobs. You know, the Packers, obviously. That's a lot. You know, definitely a lot. I like Dan Quinn. You just got to get rid of Sarkisian, offensive coordinator. But Blake Bortles will be gone. Will Flacco go there? Eli Manning? Who knows? Weird game. How about 19-10 Jaguars? Seahawks should take care of the Niners. Don't sleep on the Niners and George Kittle. They'll be able to score some points. But I think on the road, even the Seahawks will cover, I'll say 27-20. Russell Wilson. My Steelers against the Patriots at home should be, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, it could be 21-20. But I think it could actually be a shootout this year. So I think my Steelers are going to win 30-27. How about that? Nick Foles, but this is not the right Eagles team. He can't make a run with these guys. I think the Rams win, and I think they probably even cover. I'll say 31-20. And Panthers, last hurrah to fight for that last spot in the playoffs to overtake the Vikings. I think the Saints don't cover the spread, but I think the Panthers actually win. So I'm going Panthers 27-26. That's the NFL. It ain't hard to tell. So NBA, you know, we'll get to the standings, but let's just talk about, you know, it's eligible for trades now. People trying to make moves. That deal fell through last night with Ariza and the Phoenix Suns and the Grizzlies. And what's comedy about it is that they wanted, and the Wizards with Kelly Oubre, right? But they wanted Dylan Brooks, so they were trying to give him Marshawn Brooks. The Grizzlies and Suns didn't know the difference between the Brooks brothers. That's comedy. But Ariza wants to go to the Lakers, so we'll see how that plays out. I mean, right now, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, these guys are all battling for MVP. Definitely Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, definitely not Harden. But he's doing it, Harden and scoring, and then look, he's back up in assists now too, right? As much as people rip John Wall, he's up there in assists. He's trying to do his thing. Kyle Lowry leading the way. But, you know, the NBA, man, you can't sleep on what the Nuggets are doing. And speaking of, we'll get to the college hoops in a second. Speaking of the Nuggets, but also the Raptors and the Bucks. How about Giannis? Pacers beat the Sixers last night. That was, you know, good for them and stuff. You see the standings. But what's interesting, right, the East, some people saying the East have closed the gap, but when you look at it, like the Hornets, right, they lose to the Knicks last night in overtime. They're the 6th seed. But in the West, above 500, the Spurs are like the 11th seed or 10th seed, the Jazz. So those guys would all be in the playoffs over Charlotte, Detroit, and the Orlando Magic. How about them, though? They're definitely giving you a season. If you're an Orlando Magic fan, you got to be happy. Question is, can they hold off Miami and the Wizards? The Wizards have so many issues. Dwight Howard, and what was the whole thing with Dwight Howard and the transvestite club? And oh, Lord have mercy. You got some explaining to do, homie. God bless him. I ain't judging. I ain't hating. Just debating who's grading. What's on your plating? I'm just skating. Yeah, props to the NHL for expanding to Las Vegas and then Seattle. NBA needs to do that and then have 32 teams. And so does baseball, right? Everybody should have 32 teams instead of 30. 16 and 16 in each conference or division, or, you know. This makes sense. It's logic, man. Mathematics, baby. 15 and 15 is odd numbers. So, how about the Clippers? If they could ever pull off this whole Kawhi and Kevin Durant, boy, Bomber and Doc Rivers would be doing hip-hop, and the Nuggets are just doing it. Thunder Nuggets was a good game last night, but look at this, right? So the Spurs, Pelicans, Jazz, and the Kings, you see, these would have them in 6, 7, and 8 seed in the East. So the West is deadly this year. The Bulls are a mess. The Suns are a mess. The Hawks are a mess. You know, they bottom feeders. You know, look at Minnesota. That's why Jimmy Butler wanted to leave. That's a shame with the talent that they have. And the Rockets have got to wake up. But they took care of LeBron the other day. So So tonight the big game is Gonzaga 1 against number 12, right? My Tar Heels. And Tennessee's taking care of Memphis. I think Kansas will beat Villanova, you know. Should be, the last I checked, it was 48 all. Should be a good game. You know, Michigan's playing Western Michigan. But college hoops is definitely heating up. Arizona State plays Georgia today. I think they should win. And, yeah, definitely some good teams. I think you got to respect, you know, Tennessee beating Gonzaga. But Gonzaga, the schedule they're playing before they get into the WCC, which is weak, they are balling out, playing crazy teams. And I like college basketball in the sense that, you know, you have March Madness, you could have a bunch of losses, but the good teams all iron sharpens iron, and they all play each other early on. You know what I mean? And then also conference play, right? Duke against Virginia and against North Carolina. So anyway, I'm in, I'm out without a doubt. Enjoy Saturday football, the bowl games, all that stuff, E-Run Sports. Yankees, we're still waiting for Harper Machado. There have been a lot of little moves, but the Yankees did get Hap from the Brewers. So that's good for pitching. You know, Corbin, where he went, McCutcheon to the Phillies, you know, those little moves. The Cano deal to the Mets. The Mets, man, they better keep Syndergaard. Unless they trade him to the Yankees, I'll take him. But I would not make that deal to get rid of Noah Syndergaard. He's an animal, a beast, you know. All right. E-Rom Sports. Check me out on IG, E-Rom Sports, you know. Same here as Twitter at E-Rom Sports. You know what I'm saying? A spitter. Sports and rhymes, greatest of all times. I shine. Yeah, man. Peace. Hip hop and bars. Here we go, Pittsburgh. Here we gotta beat the Patriots. Can we beat the Patriots for once in my life, please? Lost the last 5 times. It's all up to Big Ben. Even without James Conner, we just gotta step up. Maybe Stephen Ridley does something against this whole team. You know what I mean? Peace.